Body language is everything. Whether we like it or not, we all judge others based on how they look, how they move, what they do with their hands. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to read anyone instantly by looking at 4 distinct things. So let's jump into our list. Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to our channel. Here, we're all about body language. So if you want to know more about how to understand what people are thinking, their eyes will widen. And this is because their brain is sending signals to their pupils to expand, so that they can take in as much visual information as possible. For example, if someone looks down when they're talking to you, they may be shy or insecure. If they look away while you're speaking, they could be disinterested or trying to avoid you. They may not enjoy being the center of attention and feel more comfortable in quiet, calm environments. These individuals often have a low need for affiliation, which means they don't need to be surrounded by other people to feel validated or happy. If someone is chewing on their lower lip, they may be thinking deeply or concentrating hard on something. Good posture can signify confidence, independence, and self-assurance, while bad posture can suggest insecurity, timidity, and lack of self-confidence. Generally, people who stand up straight with their shoulders back and their head held high are perceived as more confident than those who slouch or hunch over. A study published in the Journal of Nonverbal Behavior found that those who had good posture were seen as more confident and self-assured than those with poor posture. Good posture can also convey independence and self-reliance, which are qualities that people often admire in others. This is because standing up straight and tall requires strength and control, which suggests that the person is capable of taking care of themselves. On the other hand, poor posture can make you appear weak and vulnerable, which are not traits that people typically associate with confidence. This behavior is often seen when someone is trying to solve a problem or figure something out. A study published in the journal Emotion found that people who stood in an upright position were better able to regulate their emotions and recover quickly from negative experiences than those who adopted a slumped posture. This is likely because good posture allows for better oxygen circulation and reduces stress hormones, leading to improved emotional well-being. Chewing the lips can also be a sign of discomfort or displeasure. You may just learn something surprising about them. You have any unique body language tips of your own? Share them with us in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave us a like. Thanks for watching. For example, someone may chew on their bottom lip if they're unhappy with something you've said. If you notice someone doing this, it's important to take a moment to consider whether you've done anything wrong and try to make things right. Lastly, pursed lips. Pursed lips can mean a number of things. A common meaning is that the person doesn't trust you or is not open to your opinions. They may be holding back and not sharing their true thoughts and feelings with you. Another possible interpretation of pursed lips is that the person is unimpressed or disapproving of something you've said or done. If someone is pursed up when talking to you, they may not agree with what you're saying or feel that you're not being sincere. Finally, pursed lips can also indicate that someone is confused or does not understand what you're saying. If you notice that someone is not responding to what you've said, they may be too polite to ask you to repeat yourself, but their body language is showing that they need clarification. Instead, they can find satisfaction in their own company and prefer to spend their time alone. It's important not to jump to conclusions about someone's personality or state of mind just by observing their hand movements. You also want to consider other factors such as the context of the situation and the person's body language as a whole. Someone may be tapping their fingers on a table because they're bored or impatient, not necessarily because they're nervous. If they look up, they may be curious or interested. First, biting their lips. People bite their lips when they're nervous, insecure, or anxious. This behavior is often involuntary and can be a sign that someone is feeling self-conscious or embarrassed. Lip biting can also be a sign of arousal or attraction. For example, someone may bite their lip before making a romantic advance. If you catch someone biting their lip while looking at you, they may find you attractive. But keep in mind, this is only one small piece of information. Don't start jumping to conclusions. Biting their lip could also just mean they have dry lips. If they look left, they may be thinking about a specific person or memory. And if they look right, they may be imagining something or planning their next move. Additionally, some studies have shown that people who tend to look to the left when recalling memories are more imaginative and creative thinkers. while those who look to the right when making decisions tend to be more logical and analytical. Of course, this is not a foolproof method, but it's certainly an interesting way to think about the different ways people process information. This is why you should always pay attention to someone's pupils during a job interview. When you notice someone fidgeting or playing with their hands, it can mean they're nervous or insecure. This is because our brains often manifest physical symptoms when we're anxious. So if you notice someone constantly twisting their fingers or fiddling with their thumbs, they may not feel comfortable in social situations or be worried about what others think of them. But it can also be a sign of creativity. Many studies have found that those who engage in frequent hand movements are often more creative and imaginative thinkers. This is because these movements stimulate the brain and help it make new connections between ideas. So if you notice someone with their hands constantly in motion, they may be a great problem solver and be able to come up with innovative solutions. If their pupils dilate when they look at you, it means they're interested in making an impression on you. And if their pupils constrict, it can mean they're not as excited about being there. In relationships, pupil dilation is a sign of attraction. So if you notice your partner's pupils dilating when they look at you, it's a good sign that they still find you attractive. Pupil size can also reveal how alert or aroused someone is. For example, if you walk into a room and everyone's pupils dilate, you know that they were probably just talking about something boring before you entered and were mildly aroused before you made your grand entrance, feeling just by looking at them. Then subscribe to get notified every time we post a new video, so we can't see someone's thoughts. But there are lots of behaviors we can look out for that can tell us a lot about what someone's thinking, even if they trying to hide it. No, one eyes. The eyes never lie. We've all heard this phrase before, and it's true. Someone looks away when you're talking to them, they might be disinterested or unengaged in the conversation. Or if they stare at you intensely, they may be angry or upset. However, cultures around the world differ in how much eye contact is appropriate. Some cultures, such as those in the Middle East and South Asia, may feel uncomfortable with prolonged eye contact, while others, such as in North America, may feel that it's a sign of aggression. So it's important to consider cultural norms when interpreting someone's eye contact. It's also important to take into account the length and quality of eye contact. Brief eye contact can indicate politeness or respect, while longer eye contact can show greater interest or attraction. Maintaining eye contact during a conversation can help build rapport and trust, but staring intensely can be seen as aggressive or threatening. On the other hand, avoiding eye contact can make you appear dishonest or secretive. Eyes are one of the most telling signs of what someone is really thinking. There is so much we can learn from someone's eyes alone. So here are some eye behaviors to look out for. First, eye contact. Eye contact is an important part of communication. Next, dilation. When someone is interested in something, their pupils will dilate. Lastly, direction of gaze. Where someone is looking can tell you a lot about what they're thinking. Number 2, hands. What someone does with their hands can tell you a lot about their personality and what they're rethinking. Now, the opposite is also true. Those who keep their hands still and close to their body may be more introverted and prefer to keep to themselves. No, 3, mouth. Now let's talk about the mouth. There are several things to look out for here. Another thing to look out for is chewing their lips. No, for posture. A person's posture can say a lot about their confidence and self-esteem. In addition to these points, posture can also impact how people perceive your emotions. So the next time you meet a stranger, pay close attention to their eyes, hands, mouth, and posture.